Hello, everybody. My name is Lydia. Today, I'm showing up a little bit overstimulated. And you ever have those moments in life where you just feel like everything is so right, but everything is also so wrong, and or not wrong necessarily, but just things feel chaotic and like they're just not quite catching up, but at the same time you feel like you're on the right direction, you're in the right direction, on the right path in life. That's how I've been lately. Just a little bit. It's just been kind of a series of being sick and then being kind of better and then being a little bit sick again. I just got over a 2-week sinus flu, which it's weird because all this stuff is coming out right now about all the fog, the fog vid coming out about like the sick particles, the illness particles in the fog all across the world, and especially in the US. And it has been especially foggy here, and I did get sick, so I don't know. I don't know if that's the cause, but I did get a quite literal like sinus focused illness. It was so unbelievably congested, inflamed. I did post a little bit on my TikTok during that time period, so you guys would know if you were over there following me. But at the same time, even though that was like a bit of a flu that I went through, it wasn't the worst flu that I've had. And that's not me saying anything about the fog vid, about the mysterious fog going around, but it's just more of a little awesome thing about how much I've healed lately. Because the last few times that I have gotten sick over the past year or so, it's been pretty good. It has been not as bad as it used to be for me, and I feel like I recover easier. I feel like I'm still productive, at least somewhat, while I'm feeling ill. I recover faster. I mean, it was good, which is great to know that my body is still healing for me and it is still recovering for me. And that's something that I've been thinking a lot about lately too, is just how much healing I really have been doing, especially looking back at the photos of myself from this time last year and this time the year before that, and each time I could see within my face the inflammation going down. And that's huge. Because another thing is, sometimes I think about that. I think about how much healing am I really doing on a day-to-day basis. I do feel like my energy has gone up significantly. I mean, this year has been such huge progress for my healing. But it is also very jarring to know that, like, throughout this summer with my dog, I was able to walk 3 miles a day, sometimes a little bit more than that, a day. And, I still find it a continual struggle or continual effort to maintain 2,000 calories a day. And I am a pretty active person. And I don't eat much junk food at all, and so it's like with those those aren't flexes. I'm just saying here that my body clearly does not match my what I'm doing, and I do realize that's there's a glaring issue still there, but that my body is still healing and working for me. Anyway, these are just some of the things that I've been thinking about lately. Also, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. This year, a huge thing that I'm going to be working on is showing up for myself. Because I've been watching Justin Schumann on TikTok and I love his TikToks. They inspire me a lot. And anytime that I kind of feel in a rut and he comes on my For You page, I'm like, yes, kick it into gear again, right? Like, get back into the swing of things. Show up for myself. Show up on here because this is what my goal is. And so that's kind of what this is, you know. I think a little bit of my mindset last year was more about aesthetics a little bit. Making sure that my appearance is a little bit better on camera, making sure that my thumbnails are a little bit better, just sort of tightening up these things just a tad. I tried to make like titles a little bit better, which did kind of help me a little bit. I got a few new followers, a few new subscribers from that, and I think that was an important moment of growth for me. But, you know, then sometimes it's a little too much pressure and I don't post. You know, and YouTube is my favorite platform, believe it or not. Like, I like TikTok, you know, TikTok's great. I recently joined Lemonade, as I've mentioned before. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but you know, YouTube has been my platform. YouTube is my base, my home base, and yet I've been a little lacking on here, even though I want my presence to be on here. So that's where my head has been at lately. That's where my head and my mind has been at. Just showing up for myself, even if I'm not having my best day, and even if that means that I'm coming on here fresh rosacea. I don't know if you guys can tell that much, but I just got back from walking my dog, and so my rosacea is a little fresh. Even if I'm not feeling my most perfect, healthy, minded self. Because I think what matters is that my presence is being made. My presence is being shown. My presence is exposed on these platforms. Even if that means that I'm not going to be showing up my most best version, because my best version of myself is constantly in the works. You know, it's constantly in progress. So I think that's what my New Year's resolution is, I guess, is just to show up. And if I can try to, you know, sit in my living room and put up the camera at a better angle and make things look nice than I can, but I also can just sit in my bedroom and sort of talk with the light being backlit behind me and, you know, have my tripod sort of adjusted on a nosy bear and just call it good and have a conversation and talk, because I think that's so important too. And I'm learning that. I'm learning to be okay with this, because this gets me to where I want to be. Anywho, that is what I'm learning today, to show up every day. Even today, I'm feeling a little overstimulated today. It's one of those days where I've been really having a hard time sleeping. Really not the best lately. It's been weird as I'm recovering from my flu that I had. Actually, this is the first day where I feel like my symptoms are completely gone. So, woo-hoo, you know. But with that, I mean, it just had been really rough to sleep. And then earlier today, I just was, you know, walking my dog, whatever. And sometimes I just embarrass myself a little bit. This has happened a couple times in a row now. where, because I think in one of my last videos, it was either the video before this or the video before that, where I was talking about how there has been this aggressive dog on my floor in my apartment building. Scary, very scary, a bigger dog that is actually much more powerful than its owner. The owner isn't the strongest woman in the world, and it's very hard for her to manage this dog. And there's been a blessing in this, but also a bit of a struggle in this. Isn't that kind of a theme throughout my time lately? But because I've been on such high alert with this dog, most of the time I have been using the stairs, but I've been understanding sort of the times at which she leaves her apartment to let her dog out. And usually that's at night, in the wee late hours of the night. And so I feel like it's been okay to use the elevator during daytime hours lately. And so I have. And so I've been using the elevator. But occasionally when the elevator makes that noise that, uh-oh, we're letting somebody on, I'm like, ah! It's just, And there are so many people in the building who aren't aware of this aggressive dog at all, and a lot of people who don't own dogs. Because the thing is this dog isn't aggressive with people. This dog is only aggressive with other dogs. And so a lot of people don't know unless they own a dog. And even those people don't know, because a lot of people don't take their dog out a ton in this building. Yikes, but true. So we are one of those people who take our dog out frequently. She's an older dog, so she goes out like every 2 hours. So we let her out a lot. And when I let her out that often, it does freak me out a little bit when I hear those doors open, because you never really know. I never really know if this lady is about to hop on. And she's also one of those, she has a hard time managing the dog and reeling it back, but also the dog pulls her forward. So and she used to not have any concern at all about stepping away from the elevator. So it used to literally be right there. And like I said before, it almost came in our apartment once. Bit of an issue here. But there is a pro to all of this in the end. But I'm just talking right now in this moment today, what just made me feel even more overstimulated was just the doors opened and they made that noise, that dee-dee. And I just freaked out a little bit. I was like, and then I was like, oh, and it wasn't even the lady. And so I was like, I just was like so discombobulated. I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I thought you were somebody else. And that just happened a couple times to me, where it's like the person who's like hopping on the elevator is probably like, what the heck? This girl's like freaking out over nothing. Or like, this girl's like, startled every single time I hop on the elevator. What is going on? Every time those doors open, she acts like I'm just catching her off guard. And it's like, you don't understand, dude. You don't understand. I've been feeling super overstimulated by that. It actually was causing me a lot of panic and stress to the max a couple weeks ago. It has dialed down since then because it has been less frequent. I think I know that she has caught on that her dog is a problem. And it's been awesome because I prayed. Your prayers, they're answered, people. When you pray diligently, I swear, because before this lady really had no idea that her dog was a problem. Like, in fact, she was kind of giving me a little bit of an attitude for just, like, trying to avoid her. Like, she was like, okay, I'll move out of the way. Oh, here I come. And I'm like, okay, girl, like, chillax. It's nothing personal. Like, we had to do this 6 months ago with somebody else's dog. Like, just avoid at all cost. Nothing personal, nothing rude, just quite literally, like, I don't want our dogs to meet. We will avoid you. We will stay away. Yeah, so I don't think she at that point realized, but I was praying because sometimes hear her dog out in the hall just barking and lunging and snarling, and like it just was getting to a point where I was like, this is just so chaotic. And I just prayed that her eyes would be opened to how dangerous this could be, and that just whatever needs to happen in this situation happens, and that it's best for her dog, best for everybody else in this building, that a great safety would come upon us, and that if she needs to rehome her dog, that she would feel called to rehome her dog. Because before this, I think her dog was living with somebody else. Like somebody else was watching her dog for her, or I don't know the situation. So it's like, you know. But anyway, I did pray for that, and the very next day she knocked on our door and let us know that that's the conclusion that she had come to, that her dog is more than she can handle, that she wasn't aware that it was aggressive like this, and that she's going to be rehoming it. So that was huge, and I gained so much respect for her for knocking on our door and doing that. But hallelujah, literally answered prayer overnight. I prayed that night, and then she came knocking on our door, but she has not found a home for it yet, or she hasn't had it placed in the home. So I'm still on high alert a little bit, because she is aware, but she still uses the elevator, so it's like, what can you do? I've just been on high alert a little bit, and yeah, and so I freak out a little bit, and it embarrasses me just a tad. I'm a little embarrassed that I like freak out when people come onto the elevator, and they're just kind of like, okay, chill out, Lydia, chill out. I'm not hurting you. But anyway, that's just that. Sometimes you embarrass yourself. Sometimes you freak out when you don't need to in life. But I think that's all that I have to talk about today. I did get this really cool find that you'll see behind me. See that little church? Big church behind me? It is so cool. It's actually a tea light holder. My apartment building is awesome for this reason, because we have this little free area in our lobby where people can put different things down there. Sometimes people get like food from the food pantry even, and they put that down there, and we all gotta swap, and little knickknacks that we don't want anymore. Scored a massive plant before. Awesome. Clothing sometimes people put down there, all sorts of things, and that was down there, and I picked it up, and it's heavy. It is weighty, it's heavy. I like it a lot. It's like, looks kind of like a faux copper. It's like a total tea light holder. I love it. I'm in love with it. And it goes perfectly with my vine string lights, and then I've got another tea light in my little mason jar, my old vintage mason jar right there. So it looks so pretty at night. But if you want to see it at night, you're gonna have to go to my TikTok or my Lemonade to go check that out. And it looks so pretty, so you're gonna want to check it out. Anywho, that's all I have to say today. See y'all next time.